Greetings and salutations, fellow humans. It's the 15th of November, 2025, and I am Thaddeus Satori. Today I want to share some thoughts on the Democrats' recent apparent cave-in to the Republicans on the Affordable Care Act subsidies. You know, those ones where our tax dollars go to enrich the hardworking shareholders of the insurance companies while they sit on their yachts waiting for their helicopters to warm up. Yeah, those subsidies. My initial reaction, like many, was that of disdain for the Dems. And I think I figured out why. Many years ago, I was driving, and my young nephew was in the back seat misbehaving. I told him to stop, but he ignored me. So I told him that when we got home, I was going to smack his bottom. He started crying, stopped being naughty, and that took the wind out of my sails. However, I also knew that if I didn't follow through with the threat, I would lose all credibility. I think this is why so many people feel betrayed by the Democrats. Whether as an individual or as part of a group, you've got to follow through on what you say, or your words mean nothing. On the flip side of the coin, I find it extremely interesting that so many people who voted for Trump have since said something like, I didn't know he was going to do that. All I can say is, he told you he was going to do that. Why didn't you believe him? We humans are funny creatures, and not in a ha-ha way. Another thought I had, and still have, is that Chuck Schumer needs to go. Come to think of it, all the old codgers in our government need to go. Did you know that as of mid-2025, 33 of our senators were over the age of 70, with 5 of them over 80 and 1 over 90? The House of Representatives is not much better. Our houses of Congress look more like nursing homes than centers of government. Perhaps it is time to take the car keys away from Grandpa. So please, regardless of which party has control in 2026, can we peasants at least rally around this one issue and force Congress to establish term and age limits? Please. To help me get past my emotional reaction to the capitulation and other insane events, I think of the Taoist parable of the poor Chinese farmer. It warns against our tendency to immediately judge things as simply positive or negative. If you are already familiar with this tale, a reminder won't hurt. And if this story is new to you, please ponder its message. It goes something like this. One evening, a poor farmer fails to securely lock the horse pen, and his one and only horse escapes during the night. Upon hearing the news, the farmer's friends come by to offer their condolences. Oh, we heard your horse escape last night. That's terrible. That's awful. The farmer shrugs his shoulders and says, maybe. The next night, his horse returns with half a dozen wild horses in tow. When his friends hear about this, they rush over to offer their congratulations. Hey, we heard that you now have 7 horses. That's wonderful. What a stroke of luck. Again, the farmer shrugs and replies, maybe. A few days later, while trying to break one of the wild horses, the farmer's son is thrown and his leg is severely broken. Once again, friends' condolences and the farmer's non-committal, maybe. A couple of weeks later, war breaks out and the army goes to every village and rounds up all the able-bodied young men to go off and fight and die. But of course, the kid with the messed up leg isn't taken. The farmer's hesitancy to judge something as either good or bad is correct. One day, you might find yourself cursing the traffic that makes you miss your flight, only to find out later that it crashed and killed everyone on board. We simply can't know. Certainly, we need to learn whose word we can and can't trust, but we also need to stop pretending that we can see the future. We can only proceed from where we are with the information at hand, influence the course as best we can, and accept that it will all play out the way it plays out. Hell, maybe one day things will get so bad in America that we peasants finally demand that some of our tax dollars go to the building of clinics and hospitals instead of the insurance companies. Maybe one day we'll take back our government from the special interests. Who knows? Those are my thoughts at this juncture. I hope they help some of you. That's all for now. Thanks for listening. Cheers.